Hey guys, and welcome to Foxhole. I'm HelpingHans, and I'll be guiding you through your first ever logistics run in this game. First things first is you want to spawn in a town that has a refinery and a factory. So here we are in the town of Ogmaran. We are playing as a warden. This is in the location of the Moors. I have to zoom out just to give you an idea of where we are. We're over here on the world map. You want to zoom in, you can tell this town has a refinery and a factory indicated by this symbol here and this factory here. So if you want to do a logistics run, the first thing you want to do is press E on the town hall and grab yourself a radio, because as in our previous videos we talked about the radio, it's very important to have one to make sure it's safe to travel down certain routes so you're not harassed by the enemy. So we've already equipped one. Next we're going to need to grab ourselves a truck, because we can't carry if we wanted to carry crates of materials of ourselves and walk down to the front line, it would take a heck of a long time to do so, and you'll be very slow. So let's go off and find ourselves a truck. Now, where would we get a truck from? You go to the garage, or the garage, and build a truck for 100 bmats. Or we could go to the seaport and get one from there. As we can see here in the seaport, there are 5 crates of trucks in the storage. So we'll grab one of those. So what we're going to do is we're going to run up there now to the seaport and grab ourselves a truck. And we're just making sure, checking our map to see we're heading in the right direction. We are. So, I would never normally take trucks that are lying around, guys, because someone might be using them. You don't really want to hinder someone else's gameplay. So, normally, you want to try and grab yourself a truck that is in this storage area. So, what you want to do is you want to go up to the side of the seaport, not on this little area here, because this is where the vehicle is going to appear from. You want to press E on the seaport. And as we can see, we just want to find ourselves a normal dune truck. One of these, the dune transport trucks. There's the dune load lugger. So this is similar to the truck, but this actually has 20 inventory slots, whereas the normal truck has 15. But this one, the open back one, could only take standard resources. In this instance, we're going to fill this with a lot of salvage to make it to bmats, and then we're going to then use one of the normal trucks. Okay, so what we're going to do here, because this is in crate form, we need to unpack to public stockpile first, and then we can actually use it here. But fortunately, there are 15 already there, so we don't need to do that. But I'm going to come over here and click on this, unpack to public stockpile, one of that, so we have 3 extra trucks to use when we want to come back and grab one later on. So here we go, we're going to click on this, and then we're going to assemble ourselves one of these dune load lugger trucks. There you go, your vehicle will then appear here. It'll also start with a very tiny amount of diesel. So your next thing you want to do is jump into your truck. I would then automatically press the L key to lock your vehicle so no one can steal it. And then you want to drive forward, and then generally, if your team is good, you'll have a fuel truck near the storage depot already there, ready to fill up your truck. So then you would then press E on your truck, and then click on the icon which says refuel diesel. And then you'll see a pipe go from the fuel tanker to your truck. And so this fuel tanker can only carry diesel, but it can carry a lot. It can stack these in its inventory there. And you can see here that we're now fully fueled on diesel, and we can then drive away. So now you've got yourselves your truck. You want to then make bmats, which you can then bring to the front line, or make bmats to then make into other things. You're going to need salvage, right? So where can we get salvage from? So salvage can be found in 2 locations: in a salvage field, or a salvage mine. So in this area of the map, we have both the salvage mine of Headstone and also the salvage mine of Morrigan's Grave. So we're going to go down there and collect the salvage there, because it's a lot quicker to collect the salvage from mines, because it does it automatically, than it is to mine it manually. However, mines, they do require refueling. So when we're down there, we're going to refuel these mines. If you wanted to go to the salvage field and mine up, we'll show you guys how to do that at a later date. So here we are, arriving at our first mine. Generally, if your team is playing well, they will have an oil tanker sitting next to it. And we can see currently this mine isn't working, which is either an indication that it's either run out of fuel or it's full up. So these salvage mines, guys, can stack up to, I believe, 4,000 to 5,000 amount of salvage. Currently, we can see it's out of diesel, so it's not pumping any more out. So we're going to go over to, we can stay in our truck, we press E to the salvage mine, and the first thing we want to do is click on refuel diesel. And then this will then pump diesel into the mine, which will then get it working again, as you can now visually see. We're then going to press shift left click to pull out 300 at a time into our inventory. Like so. There we go. So we're not gonna, so it's not a good idea to sit around and wait for this mine to make enough for us to fill up, because we'll be sitting here for ages. So we're going to go down to the next mine salvage field, which is down here, which has 1,102. So we're going to head down there next. Going to reverse out here. It's also worth noting, guys, that your vehicle, when driving, if it doesn't have anything inside it, will be a lot faster. But if it has materials inside it, like it does now, it will be slower than if it had nothing in it. So here we are at the second mine. Again, first things, we're going to refuel, make sure that the fuel truck is refueling the mine. And then again, once again, shift left click to pull all the stuff out from the mine. There we go. So currently we just need another 200 more salvage and we've got a full truck. I'm actually going to jump out real quick now and I'm going to just go check this truck to see if it's got any salvage in it. So this truck over here actually has some salvage we can take from it. And it seems like someone's just been left this idle here, and I've checked my map earlier and this truck's been here for a long time. So I might just take the 200 salvage from this and put it into my truck. But I'm also going to come over here real quick and check on the fuel on the fuel truck and see if it's full up. It's got quite a lot of fuel in it, so we don't need to take this back and refill it. So it's fine just to leave it here. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to take the 200 salvage out of this and put it into my truck. So I've got a full truck, so then I can go back and go straight up to my base and refine it. Right, so now, guys, our truck is full of resources. We then need to now travel back up to the refinery up at Ogmarand to then make this into basic materials. So off we go. And while driving, guys, it might be worth to check your map every so often just to make sure that there are no colonials in the area. Okay, so on our right we have the refinery. So you want to drive up to the refinery. You want to press E on the refinery. Again, you do not have to get out of your vehicle to access the inventory of the refinery. Then we want to make basic materials. Okay, so then you want to press Shift, hold down the Shift button, and then left click the salvage icon. This will take all the salvage out of your inventory and put it straight into the refinery. So here we go. Shift left click, boom, and then we've got 2,000, around about 2,000 salvage, which will then make about 1,000 bmats. Now, while you wait for this, you might want to go do something else, like go off and do another salvage run. Generally, it's always a good idea to probably do 2 salvage runs, then wait, or you could just pull basic materials out in the public stockpile that's over here. So we've got a public stockpile of 11,000 bmats. So to speed things up, we're just going to take these bmats from the public stockpile and use them. But first, we're going to need to get ourselves a normal truck, so we can actually retrieve those bmats. So I'm just going to park this up. I'm going to unlock it so somebody else can use this, because this is generally a little parking area people use, so other people can just come and use these trucks, because we no longer need that truck and we'll let somebody else use that now. So I'm just going to run down here and grab myself a truck. So once you've got your truck, guys, what you want to do is you want to click Shift left click to bring out in the public stockpile 60 bmats at a time. If you left click, you only bring out 20 at a time. But we've already done this and we've already got our truck full of bmats, as you can see. Also notice we only have 15 slots here, not 20 like the previous vehicle we had. Now we have bmats, we could do a couple of things with these. We could then go to a factory, which we'll go to next, to make some things. So here's our factory over here, indicated by this symbol on the map. We can press E on the factory and we can make whatever we want, really. So we can make ourselves some ammunition. So you can see here that I can make 40 lots of SMG ammo for 80 bmats if I wanted to do so, and other things. So generally, on the front line, you're always going to need shirts. Shirts are things that people use to spawn in. So we can make a load of shirts if we wanted to do so. So we're going to make 4 lots of shirts. You want to click on that symbol 4 times to make 4 crates of it. If you only clicked on it once, you'll only have 1. So we want to fill that queue up. You can make a mix and match here. You could go with garrison supplies and bunker supplies if you want, but here we don't want you to do that. We just want 4 crates of soldier supplies, and then you just want to click on the tick icon, and then it'll take the required amount of bmats from your truck to then make them. And currently that will take us 20 minutes and 40 seconds for those shirts to be made, because I think there's 2 other or 3 shirts, 3 queues already in production from other players. Okay, so we're not going to wait for that. We're just going to go back to the refinery, fill our truck back up full of bmats, and we're just going to take a full truckload of basic materials to the front line for our players to use. That's always very handy. You always need bmats to build structures, repair structures, and there's factories on the front line, like in because we're going to go down to Abandoned Ward, which is over here. And Abandoned Ward already has its own factory. It doesn't have a refinery anywhere to make bmats, so you could just bring bmats to the storage depot here, and people will just use those bmats to make whatever they need at this local factory. So what we're going to do is we're just going to left-click that in our personal stockpile, which means if you've got a personal stockpile going, guys, you can immediately pull everything out of that. You haven't got to wait. You pull it out 60 at a time. So that's why it's always good to have a personal one going, because it saves you a lot of time than having to shift left click and pulling out the public stockpile, which takes a lot longer. So now we have a full truck of bmats, and we're going to deliver it to the front line. So again, when we're going down the front line, we want to make sure that we're ready and equipped. So we have our radio. I'm going to stop my truck for a split second. We're going to see our radio. We're just going to make sure it looks safe to go down the way we're going to go. And we're going to travel all the way down to Abandoned Ward and bring those resources that they need. Okay? And it seems to be that this area here is safe. We've got people queuing to get into this region. It looks to be safe. I think we're going to go down there now. Once we get close to the border, we're going to check our map again. Again, just to see what the current situation is, because you never know, enemies could appear out of nowhere. So it's always good to just constantly check your map, maybe every 15 seconds, even if it's just a quick glance like this, quick tab, just to see where you are. Seems safe. Keep driving. You can keep checking your map while driving as well. Obviously, though, you could drive off the road, so make sure you don't check your map where you're crossing bridges. Otherwise, you might fall into the water and then lose all your resources. So So off we go down to the front line. So here we go, guys. We're getting closer to the front line now. I've also found a guy called Mummy, who I picked up on the way down. It's always good to give hitchhikers a ride. Because, it's always a nice idea to help out your team. The closer they get the front lines, the faster they can also kill the enemy, so it helps everybody out. And I'm going to try and deliver my supplies to a fob near the front line. Make sure to press E and open shut gates. Always good. Always recommend to keep the gate shut so enemies can't get through. And shut it again, like so. Just E and open, E and shut. You do it all in the driver's seat. And then if you're unsure where the fob is on the front line, what I'll do is I'll press the map post to get rid of them, then hide the intelligence. Then we can see the bunker base there on the front line, so we know exactly which one we're going to go for now. So we just drive down here. Then we get to the fob, which is the bunker base here. And then we're going to deliver the bmats. What we do is we drive up to it. The structure here. Press E. Actually, officially the bunker base, and then what you want to do is you want to shift right click and submit all to the bunker base. There's a lot of people just putting it into the bunker base and then click and submit stockpile. So if we just do this, it just puts this hammer and this rifle inside the stockpile like that. But we want to do it ourselves, so we just shift, so right mouse button and then submit all to stockpile, and then you'll see that go up by 1,500. So there we go, shift right click, boom. It goes up to 4.9k, and then you'll notice that people will commend you. Because you're bringing goods to the front line, and that's the way. Another way you can increase your rank, basically. So there you go. So just bringing all that stuff to the front line, and now they've got over almost got 5,000 bmats to play with to help build up and fortify the front line. And that is that's it. You've done your logistics run. You've brought the supplies to the front line. Your teammate are going to be happy. You can then use those bmats. So what they'll do is they'll just take the bmats out themselves, but either by hand or by truck. So you might just actually sit there with guy who comes back and takes them out 60 at a time, like so, and then they can then use the bmats however they want, or you can take them out and then use those bmats, grab those bmats with a hammer, and then maybe repair defenses, maybe get yourself up a tower, or whatever, or just build more foxes or whatever, basically. This guy's going to steal my truck because he's a private. Don't do that. Whatever you do, don't be that kind of guy. Unless he just moved it and parked it out the way, which was actually, that was a good idea for him. But don't just steal people's trucks without asking, guys. Always ask. But he has not parked it in a good spot, to be honest. He's still in the middle of the road. So a better place would be to park your vehicle maybe over here, off the road. You might want to use it later, so lock it, and then go to the front line and start fighting and helping your teammate towards that side over there. And then you can get your map icon back up like that. And there you go. That's how you do your first logistics run. Again, make sure to park your trucks away from the bunker base once you've done it. Don't park them near the road, or rather on the road, because obviously vehicles are going to come through here. And there you go. And then if you want to keep doing logistics, you obviously drive your truck back up to where you were, all the way back up to where we were in Ogmaran, and then make some, those shirts that we probably made, we made earlier are probably completed by now. That order's completed, so we can now grab those shirts and then grab some more bmats if we wanted to do so. But that, there you go. That's your first simple logistics run. Hope that was really straightforward for you guys. And yeah, if you guys want to see any more videos, let me know in the comments. I hope you found this enjoyable. Cheers. Hey guys, thank you for watching that video. If you want more content, please click on the link over here and over here. If you would like to subscribe, click on the button down here. Also click on the notification bell down there so you're notified whenever I post new YouTube content. I also stream nearly every single day on Twitch. I have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/HelpingHans. And if you want to show your support there, please do subscribe, as all your support helps me do this full time. And yeah guys, I appreciate it as always, and catch you next time. Bye-bye.